Hi, I'm Ryah Afshar. I work at LG Ad Solutions. LG Ad Solutions is the advertising arm of LG Electronics. So we bring together the global power of 200 million smart TV devices, the proprietary data that we have, both on our operating system and ACR data, and our premium inventory and content. And we bring those together and we craft innovative ad solutions for our agency and brand partners. Yeah, so 2025 really is, I think, a transformative moment for CTV. There's a number of reasons for that. You know, we've seen shifts from audiences from linear viewing rapidly move towards streaming. That's particularly towards ad-funded streaming. We've seen publishers really embrace the power that CTV can do for them in terms of new revenue streams, distribution deals, and then obviously that presents opportunities for advertisers. Now, there has been some challenges around the shift towards ad spend moving to CTV. One of the reasons I think that is because, you know, if you think about media channels, TV is probably the only media channel that's undergone digital transformation but has remained on the same device. And so the expectations from buyers and planners can be complex because it's the same device, but the fundamental issue is that TV is very different. And we've seen viewers and we've seen publishers embrace that, and now we're really starting to see advertisers move into the space. And that's why I think this year, 2025, is that transformative year. So fast, free ad-supported streaming TV is one of the fastest growing formats for content and from a publisher perspective, but also viewers. They love fast because it's free, and it's very similar to a linear experience where you can lean back, flick through the channels on the EPG and not necessarily know what to watch at any given time. You know, we know that viewers tend to spend about 11 minutes deciding what to watch, and so what Fast does is provide that very similar to linear experience where you can lean back and choose, you know, a channel at any given time. And the premium quality of Fast has really risen in the last 18 months here in Europe particularly. We've seen, you know, partners such as, you know, we work with the likes of Sony, the Lionsgate, Fremantle to really raise the standards. And we're actually, as LG in our Fast service, LG Channels, we're starting to bring exclusive content into the service as well. So we've just launched a partnership with Drive Tribe, so Richard Hammond's automotive enthusiast show. That's exclusively on LG Channels. And so our content team are looking to do much more in that space to really raise the bar of quality and Fast, and in return, bring more viewers onto the service. Well, Fast and CTV and streaming as a whole presents new opportunities for advertisers because the barrier to entry for an advertiser is far lower within CTV, you know, compared to linear. You've also got all the great benefits of measurement and targeting and the data that OEMs such as LG have to really enhance that kind of experience for the advertiser. So that's why they're leaning in. There's pockets of audiences that can't necessarily be reached on linear. You know, on LG devices, we see 60% of our viewing time is actually on streaming. So it's really important that what Fast caters for is these audiences that can't potentially be reached through a linear buy, traditional ways of buying TV. So one of the things that we're really excited about this year and future years is the power of the home screen. If you think it from a consumer perspective, it's the first thing you see when you turn on the TV. And because of the connected device, we know that, you know, not everyone goes straight into watching TV content, or certainly not into ad environments. So whether you're doing a workout video, whether you're gaming, whether you're listening to music, that first impression on the home screen, particularly our carousel unit, is a really high impact unit. It gathers attention, and it's a powerful way of messaging for both our media and entertainment partners and also advertisers. The other thing is that we really see our native units and particularly our carousel unit is almost becoming another media channel in its own right. You know, it's probably the most exciting ad format in the last 15 years. And if you think about a consumer journey throughout the day, there's multiple touch points, whether it's listening to a podcast or out of home or turning the TV on. And this placement really cuts through a lot of that noise. And we really see planners starting to think about this, given the context of the format, and starting to plan that in through a holistic media plan. Of course, all underpinned by our kind of proprietary data. Yeah, so in addition to media and entertainment brands, we know that discoverability of content is a real challenge. And so media entertainment brands and streamers have been leaning into that native formats in order to promote the latest shows or drive subscriptions. But we also work with non-endemic brands increasingly in the luxury vertical, in the automotive, in the lifestyle verticals, again, utilizing that space and the attention. And we do innovative formats such as 3D formats where it's actually coming off the glass. So we recently ran a trainer for a big footwear brand where the trainer was actually coming off the page. That's fundamentally a different opportunity for brands. And so we're really seeing excitement from those types of brands on the home screen unit. So CTV or TV is really now a full funnel channel, and what we mean by that is that historically it was kind of upper funnel branding, awareness. It wasn't typically used for lower funnel activity. But because of the great data, the measurement, targeting that's available on the connected device, we are starting to see brands utilize that for more performance-based campaigns or a call to action to really deliver on the objectives of the campaign and measure return on investment. But we also see lower funnel, historically lower funnel brands such as D2C brands or perhaps advertisers that traditionally advertise in social or in search start to use that as an awareness piece. So for example, if you're a D2C brand, you've done a great job of building up subscriptions and awareness, but now you really want to do more mass awareness, you can use the upper funnel capabilities of CTV at a much lower cost than running on a linear campaign. So the panel we did yesterday, it was a great group. We had two people from the agency side, we had a broadcaster, and we had myself and another OEM. So really kind of different vantage points for the ecosystem. And the focus of the panel was around growing CTV, using it more, and ultimately proving it. And we talked about like what is it going to take to actually get those budgets to shift? Is it enhanced measurement? How to manage the fragmentation that we see across the ecosystem? So it was a really healthy debate. A lot of it's still playing out, but I think that, from the feedback we got from the panel and from the audience was pretty positive. I think next year what we'll be talking about is hopefully more demonstrating the successes, less talking around how do we grow it, and actually more how do we kind of celebrate what it's doing. I mean, here today there's the full spectrum of the ecosystem. I think collaboration is a key theme that will continue. Us as an OEM, I think all sides of the ecosystem understand the role that we play within CTV, and so I think that will continue to be celebrated, and it's exciting, right? TV has never been more exciting, so I think, looking forward to finishing off today and coming back next year.